at least 8 people passed away at the Astroworld Festival in Houston, Texas, November 5th. There was crowding, poor management, and a supposed drug injection rumor, stampedes, and Travis endorsing this behavior. The cause of these deaths are unclarified, and majority of people that attended the event said it was overcrowded and people were squeezing together, which led to people not being able to breathe and passing out and going into cardiac arrest. People that also attended the event said that if you put your hands up in the air, there was such a little amount of space that you couldn't put them back down. Bunches of people were passing out, falling onto each other, and being stepped on. And people's screams couldn't be heard over loud bass boosted music and auto. Houston Fire Department Chief Samuel Pena quotes, "The crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage, which triggered panic and injuries." But Police Chief Troy Finner urged people not to worry about what started the surge. But nobody knows what caused the deaths either. But the reports say at least 11 people went into cardiac arrest. Symptoms of cardiac arrest are caused by no pulse, no breathing, lack of consciousness, chest discomfort, and shortness of breath. But there has been one official report from an officer that got pricked in the neck with something and then went unconscious, and was given Narcan to be revived. Narcan is used to save someone who's overdosed on opioids.
The narrative was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck.
You can't necessarily say that Travis didn't know what was going on. There was a video circulating around the internet of Travis still singing as a young man was being carried away. People were surprised that he had the ability to still sing after seeing a young man being carried away on a stretcher. But another thing I wanted to add is that it's common to see people passing out at shows. For an example, Playboy Cardi.
They're telling me there's a lot of people passing out. They keep stopping my music because people are passing out. I care about you guys' safety first.
But I understand why Travis kept humming and singing to keep them involved, because that was his job at the time. There was another time that Travis was watching the ambulance circling the crowd, trying to find out what's going on, and he says, "What the fuck is going on?"
What the fuck is that?
He's looking around really confused and concerned, but doesn't do anything about it, and follows it up with him putting his middle fingers up to the sky and saying, "I want to make this motherfucking crowd shake."
Yeah, all that. 2 hands to the sky. 2 hands to the sky. 2 hands up, y'all. 2 hands up. I want to make this motherfucking ground shake.
I personally don't believe in the statement that he should have stopped the show. I personally believe it would have caused more of an outrage and an uproar of its own.
But he did stop multiple times.
But he does have experience with this chaos, and it isn't new to him, because he encourages this behavior. But he could have turned on the lights and checked on a few people. I was just re-listening to the audio and I realized what I just said. I said the same thing over again. But there have been multiple instances where artists have done the same thing I just said.
Very carefully, very calmly, move like this right now. Side to side, everybody that's in the middle, move, move. Thank you very much. Please keep quiet. You're gonna be all right, don't worry about it.
But I do believe that it's not entirely its fault. It's not like he was booking everything and hiring the security. But you also can't disagree about the fact that the event was poorly managed. So it was most likely that his management decided on everything and told him what they were gonna do. But you also can't disagree about the fact that the event was poorly managed and that there wasn't enough medical staff to handle these type of emergencies. An ICU nurse that took part of the event as a fan tried to help 3 or 4 people that were injured around her since their eyes were rolled back into their head, bleeding from their nose and mouth. And there was only one ambu bag, there was only one stretcher, and only one heart defibrillator. And even police officers had to perform CPR. But you think a festival as big as this would have a bunch of trained professionals ready for this type of emergency. There were people even chanting to stop the show. Stop the show! 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 And the video was sounds like a lot of people, but I know he could hear them with the earpiece in his ear, and the microphone out was probably picking up voices from farther in the crowd. There's a very big clip that was being shared widely of a girl trying to get the cameraman to stop the show because people were dying. But it is possible that the cameraman didn't hear them over the loud music and might have thought they were really weird fans. Let's see how this event got so crowded. There's people stomping on each other, people storming the gates, and literally people stacking on top of each other. And this is considered normal behavior for Astroworld concerts shown by the 2018 and the 2019 festivals. These events were made for a certain amount of people, and in this case 50,000. Houston Fire Chief Samuel Peña said that there's no limit for people at outdoor events in that area, so there might be a little more room for extra people. But there's also no way to trace how many people broke in, and then with the history of people breaking into Astroworld concerts, you'd think they would try and reinforce the gates and the security. There are also people making conspiracies about his recent song release Escape Plan and dystopian promotion material.
Nick has a way of portraying musical artists in a way that's like demonic, like they sold their soul to the devil or whatever. And that's fine as long as it's harmless. I don't know how much that can be a harmless thing. But in the past couple of days, I don't have these stories now because I decided to make the video about this after I saw them. But Nick has been putting out a slew of Instagram stories talking about how he thinks that the Astroworld Festival was this like devil ritual and that's why all this happened. And today it ended with this story, which I'm going to start watching and explain my thoughts.
The last time I made a post about the situation, and I know it's kind of like a day, 2 days old, but I posted a TikTok explaining the whole like spiritual deeper reason behind the whole Astroworld thing, so go check it out if you want to learn more about it.
So according to Nick, there's a spiritual deeper reasoning behind the whole Astroworld situation, which means that it wasn't just a festival that was overcrowded with people not prepared to help save lives, and that there wasn't an artist on stage that was deeply ignorant and idiotic and decided not to interfere with his show just because it would be more effort for him, even though there were people being hurt.
I personally think it's disrespectful to believe in these theories, considering we're talking about people who lost their lives. Travis Scott has made a statement, and Live Nation has too. But those are just basic PR apologies to help them protect themselves legally. But I don't think that matters to anybody who had a family member pass away at that concert. But with all that aside, let's head to the conclusion. This event was poorly managed, and I hope in the future that things change for the better. I also hope that people promote the behavior to care for the people that are around them in the crowd.